Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 4, Face My Enemy. This was a great episode for this season. I really enjoyed it. It had amazing action in it towards the end of the episode. It was really, I think, one of my favorite fights in the entire series. Probably the best fight to me and throughout this entire series, because it was just a really cool close quarters combat type of fight. So I always enjoy that type of stuff more than superpower based things. If it's too common in this show, I'd actually love that because we don't get that much. But it was a really great fight. We got to see a lot of just May being May or May not being May, depending on which May it was. But it was just really cool. The entire thing was really nice. We got to learn a little bit of history about Coulson and May and some of the crazy missions they went through, and how May actually went through like a dance sort of program through S.H.I.E.L.D. just so that she could easily graduate, which I thought was interesting that S.H.I.E.L.D. would even have that. But it was really cool. It was a good episode. They threw us a couple of twists in there, like they made us think that Talbot was actually working for Hydra in this episode, and then we find out that it was just Hydra using the sort of face tech that they introduced in Captain America, and it was actually just the underling, I guess, of Whitehall. But I still enjoyed it. It was a great episode. We got to see the rest of the group kind of deal with the bus nearly blowing up with them inside of it, so that was pretty cool. We got to see Fitz go through a pretty big moment, and he got to bond with the guys, and so he'll be joining the group a little more. Simmons at least disappeared for that ending portion. She'll probably come back in the next couple of episodes, but for now he's at least taking that step where he's able to bond, and even when he has the issues, he's able to work with the people around him because they do still give a crap, but they just have to help him work through his issues, which I really enjoyed in this episode when he was trying to tell them, like, hey, this is happening, and they were all just trying to guess what he was saying to help him out. So that was pretty cool too. But that was a cool side of the story. Also, the like hacking device that the woman used was like the grossest super advanced technology I'd ever seen in my life. And I thought it was really funny. Like, she puts it on, and it's just like gross tendrils just like wiggling around and spreading throughout the stuff. Like, it was kind of cool because it physically spreads through everything, but at the same time, it just looked really gross and stuff. But a lot of cool CG in this episode, like the stuff with the face mask, the stuff they did when it was like two Mays against each other. It was pretty good CG, I thought. I loved the part where she, of course, jumped off the table and slammed her head down. That was really cool. I thought that was the end of the fight, of course, and it's like, oh, she got up after that. But it was a great fight scene. We got to see some really cool stuff. I'm very excited for next week's episode. We got to see Reyna kind of get put in a crappy situation again. It seems like she always ends up, like, she works for one guy, and it seems like she just continuously runs into the worst people. She dealt with the clairvoyant, who wasn't really a clairvoyant, and she kind of got tricked in that case, and now she has to deal with being threatened by Whitehall, and now she has to get the obelisk back. So she's always in like some crappy situations, and I really like her character, actually, even though she is technically one of the villains. I always like her character because she's just calm and collected, really. But I honestly, I hope she does survive because I really like her character. She's not like super evil. She's just like that sort of manipulative evil. So I actually enjoy her character because it's based on her character as a person, and not just like, oh, I have this much money or I have this power or anything like that. It's just she's smart and she's calculating, and that's what makes her a good villain in this show, even though she's more of a sub villain even when she's working for like one of the big villains. But I'm excited for next week's episode. I really enjoyed this. A lot of great May action. Cool to see some stuff with Coulson too. Of course, it was a big focus on the two of them, but overall, I think this is the best episode this season so far, at least. But of course, comment below, let me know what you guys thought about it, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And we've gotten a big focus, especially on May in this one, but it focused on Coulson and May. We got to see a little bit of content. There was also the sort of lead into another big search for someone else who's a lot like Coulson in this episode. But what do you guys want to see this season focus on, or what characters, I should say? Like, who do you want to see the episodes focus on more throughout the rest of this season, or at least in the next couple of episodes? We had a big focus on Simmons, of course, because it was a huge reveal, like, hey, she's working for Hydra because she's a spy, so of course the whole thing focused on her in that one. But which character do you guys want to see get a lot of focus? One of the new characters, more info on one of our former, or I guess older characters? Who do you guys want more info on? Even if it's one of the bad guys, comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.